This is why Aryna Sabalenka will win the Australian Open. Okay. Just kidding. I'm not that sure, but let's get into my preview for the women's final. Hey everybody, welcome to the Slice Tennis. I'm Crina Mustafa. I'm back to preview the women's final between Elena Rybakina and Aryna Sabalenka. Now, this one's going to be very interesting because they're both kind of similar players. They're both tall, they hit with a lot of power. They're very accurate in their hitting as well. They don't really need to move much to produce winners on the court. And I think that's going to be really, really key going into this match, especially Rybakina, who I thought in her semifinal against Azarenka didn't necessarily play her best tennis, but even that level seemed to be unstoppable, which is really important if you're going to try to win a big tournament like a Grand Slam. And especially her serving, because I don't think her serving was really that good in the first set against Azarenka. It dipped to below, like her first serve percentage dipped to below 50, I believe. And so if she wants to be the one to come out on top against Sabalenka, she's going to have to make sure that that first serve percentage goes up, because Azarenka was able to win a lot of points on Rybakina's second serve, and Rybakina's not going to want that against Sabalenka, who, it's funny because Sabalenka is going to be looking for the same thing, where she's going to be trying to be serving well as too, because the biggest story with Sabalenka in the last year or so was that her serving was really inconsistent, really bad. It was losing her a lot of matches as well, and she's really improved her serve to start the year in 2023. She's 10-0 on the season so far, and so we've seen the improvement in the serve on her end. So I think that when she goes up against Rybakina, it's really going to be a battle of the serve, like who can get more of her serves in, and at what rate, to make sure that the other player can't return them that well. Another thing is going to be producing winners, because the thing with these two players is that they have very similar styles of tennis, where they hit really hard with kind of all the energy that they have, all the power that they have, and so they can also produce winners without actually having to move too much on the court. I noticed that in Rybakina's match against Azarenka was kind of, when she was yelling and kind of pumping herself up, she was saying she can't move when talking about Rybakina, which in a sense, it's true, because she doesn't really need to move much. Her legs are long too, so she does need to move. She gets there pretty quickly, but she's able to produce these winners from the middle of the court, which is just really impressive. And it's kind of hard to return a ball after those. And so I think going up against Sabalenka, who's kind of the same, where she has very accurate shot hitting abilities, I think that's going to be a big factor. We're going to see maybe these two players are going to move around more than they would normally like to, but it'll be interesting to see how similar their styles clash up. But I will say that my prediction is Aryna Sabalenka, on the condition that she serves better than Rybakina. I think just based on the dip that we saw in serving in the semifinals, Sabalenka served better and Rybakina did not. That being said, this might go 3 sets. Who knows? But my prediction right now, Sabalenka. Let me know if you guys agree with that pick. I may as well be wrong. I think honestly, each player has an equal chance of winning the slam, if we're really honest. At the end of the day, prediction doesn't matter because anything can happen on a tennis court. But the Australian Open has been really fun to watch this year, and it's nice to see someone like Sabalenka, who hasn't made it to a slam final before, finally get there, and we'll see if she can go all the way. And then Rybakina, who won Wimbledon last year but hasn't necessarily gotten the respect that she deserves. I mean, she started off the tournament essentially playing in the parking lot, and so now that she's on center court in the final, it'll be nice to see her finally get the respect that she deserves. But make sure to set your alarms, get up for the final, because it's going to be a good one, and the Australian Open is almost at the finish line. Make sure you're following The Slice on Instagram, Twitter, TikTok. Make sure you're subscribed to the YouTube channel, and enjoy the final between Sabalenka and Rybakina. We'll see if I'm right. I'm sure you guys will roast me in the comments anyway. But that's been me. That's been Crina, and it's been a Slice.